Hello YouTubers, and welcome to a brand new Doctor Who action figure review. Today I shall be giving you a look at the brand new exclusive B&M 12th Doctor collector set, which consists of 3 previously unreleased variants of figures. So without further ado, let's take a look at these figures. Taking a look at the packaging, it is very simplistic. Here it has 3 figures in the box. It still has the classic series logo, so I guess that these figures were planned before the unveiling of the new Jodie Whittaker logo, which I suppose will be used on merchandising from now on. So it's nice to see this logo being used for this figure set. It probably will be the last time that this logo will be used for such action figure sets, if they make any others for the new Jodie Whittaker era. And at the back of the box as well, you don't really have a bio of the characters from this. It's just plain promotional photos of the figures which are in this set. The 12th Doctor is based on his appearance from the Series 9 episode Face the Raven, and I guess you could say other episodes like Heaven Sent, and he wore this a couple of times I believe in Series 10 as well, and this is easily the best costume that he ever wore during his time, and I think this is probably the best figure that we've actually had of the 12th Doctor as well. The head sculpt is the same head sculpt which has been used on the previous releases of the 12th Doctor in the last year or so, which are also based on Series 9 outfits, and I think that this is easily the best head sculpt that we've ever had of the 12th Doctor. It looks just like Peter Capaldi. I think they did a really good job capturing the likeness of the 12th Doctor here, and the hair, compared to the very first release of this character, is much longer, because of course in Series 8 his hair was much shorter. By the time Series 9 came along, his hair was much longer, and it gave his character more of a distinctive look, I guess, and he looked a little bit more doctory. And yeah, I think that the likeness to this is really good. My only gripe that I've got really with the head sculpt is maybe they could have added a bit more wrinkles, but overall I think that this is a great head sculpt, and it is a much better head sculpt than the previous ones that we have had in this line. Going by the look of the costume which he is wearing, we start off with the bottom half of the figure. It's relatively the same as what we've got from previous releases. I mean, he's wearing his black Doc Martens shoes, which are very nicely detailed, and you've got your laces on there and everything, and they've been given a glossy finish in the paint job, so that's all nice and everything. And you can see that the back of the shoes, I've got those coming out as well, which is also nicely detailed. And the trousers got all the creases in them, and they've been painted in a grey colour. The trousers are basically the same. He's wearing his belt, and you can see on his belt he's got the silver buckles there, which fasten them together very nicely. He's wearing a plain white shirt. There's no cardigan because they never bothered making a cardigan for these 5.5-inch figures, but I'm not really that fussed, if I'm completely honest with you. The shirt is very nicely detailed though. You've got the creases in there. You can't really tell that much on camera. I mean, I guess you can sort of tell if I hold it a bit like that, but because it's like a plain crisp finish, it's very hard to tell on camera. But trust me, in real life this looks much more better than what it is. And the coat what he's wearing, which is like the main attraction of this figure, is beautiful. I think that, like I said before, this is my favourite outfit that what he wore in the series. I think that this is like the distinctive version of the 12th Doctor. It's the definitive version of him, basically. And it's a shame that he didn't really wear this as much as what he actually did in the series, because he wore that hoodie quite a lot, which, to be honest, I wasn't really a big fan of. But again, the actual coat is just a simple repaint of the previous coat, what we got from the Series 8 version, and to be honest, it works. I think that this does the job. It looks like how he did in the episodes in which he wore this outfit. So now I guess you can recreate scenes from your favourite episodes like Heaven Sent or Face the Raven, if you like that episode. I mean, I don't, but if you do, then this is a really great thing to do. As for the articulation in this figure, the head can move from side to side. I guess it could do a 360 if you really wanted to, but I really don't want to, because I really like this head sculpt and it would be such a shame if I damaged the paintwork on the neck. The arms, they are ball jointed, so they can go out like so, and they can do a 360 degree turn. There is movement in the biceps, they can do 360 degrees. The elbows can move up and down. The hands can do a 360 degree turn, although mine seem to pop off a lot. You can just easily plug them back in though. And also the waist can do a 360 degree turn. The knees can bend backwards, and the shoes are also movable at a 360 degree turn. So overall, articulation wise and detail wise, this is a very good figure, and this is one of the main reasons why I got this set, because I hardly had any Peter Capaldi figures, so this was a must for me, and this is easily the best Peter Capaldi figure which we have ever got. Doing a comparison between this and the Series 8 version, yeah, I think that this one is far superior to the Series 8 version, although one thing that doesn't go in its favour is that it's too damn tall. This figure was too tall to start with, and this is even taller. This is actually the tallest Doctor figure that we've ever got in this range, which is incorrect. So they kind of messed up on the size of the figure, but this is mainly a reuse of the old figure, because as you can see it's pretty much the same except the paintwork is different and the head sculpt, because that is pretty much what you're getting with these sets. A lot of these are just repaints of already existing figures, but yeah, this new one, it's easily much more superior. The next figure I'm going to talk about in this set is the brand new Bill Potts figure. This is actually the first Bill Potts figure that we've ever had in this line, and finally we have her, and I think that this is actually a pretty good figure, to be honest. Looking at the head sculpt, it's a brand new head sculpt for Bill, and yeah, it really does look like Pearl Mackie. I think they did a great job with the detailing, because I think I've said this in the past, they really struggled to capture the likenesses, especially of female characters, companions. But this, I think they really have captured the essence of the character. And yeah, to me anyway, it looks just like Pearl Mackie. The head sculpt as well, with the hair and everything, I think it is really good. It's very nicely detailed. You've got washes of black, little tiny washes of brown in there as well, and she has this bow in her hair as well, which I think is very nice. It's very unique to the character, and I believe she might be wearing lipstick. I could be completely wrong. As for the rest of the body, it is actually a repaint of a primeval figure of all things, but I think that this actually works. Bill is wearing one of the outfits what she wore in Series 10. I can't remember which episode it was. I believe it might have been Smile. Again, I could be wrong. But that's very nicely detailed. You got all the stripes in there, like the red, the black, the orange, the white. It works very well. And we'll just have a look at the back. You can see more of that patterning all around. And she's wearing jeans as well, very nicely detailed. A little bit similar to the Martha Jones figure, although these jeans are a different style. It's mainly just one colour because I'm not really sure. I guess that the original sculpt was just pants, and what they've just done is just painted over it. But it works. I'm not going to complain too much because at the end of the day, we've got a Bill Potts action figure, which is something I really doubted that we were ever going to get, but here we have it. And the shoes are also very nicely detailed as well. You've got the white laces on there, and you've got the turquoise pattern on there, and I've also given a little bit of dirt on there just to make it a little bit more lifelike. So overall, detail wise, this is actually really good, and I think that the use of an existing sculpt for this works very well. And some people might criticise this for being too lazy, but personally for me, I think that this works very well. It's very cost effective for character options to do this instead of just making a brand new figure. Of course, as this is an existing sculpt, the arms are not ball jointed. They just do this so they can't go out like the Peter Capaldi figure or the Missy figure in this set, which I'll go on to in just a sec. But she still has bicep articulation and elbow articulation. There's no articulation at the wrists because this is actually based on an older figure from the Primeval line. The head can do a 360 degree turn, which is something what companions hardly do due to the hair, but seeing as this character has a hair in this style, she can do a 360 degree turn with her head. The legs can move up and down, and the knees can bend, and there is also articulation in the boots. So overall, in terms of articulation, I think that this actually works very well, considering that, again, it is based on an existing sculpt. And I'm very glad that we have got this Bill Potts action figure. Whether we'll get any more, I believe they have made a new one as well, which hasn't actually been released, based on another costume what she wore in Series 10. Whether we'll actually see that get released is a question right now, but here we have it. This is officially the first ever Bill Potts action figure, and I think that this is a good one. Finally, in this set, we've got another release of Missy, and this is based on what she wore in the Series 10 episode Extremis. Not much to go on with this figure because basically this is just the same figure as what we saw before, which came out like the last couple of years, because we had a black Missy outfit and we had a purple Missy outfit. This is a different shade of purple with this, and I think that this is very nicely detailed. And, you know, it's not exactly the same. She's wearing gloves. Unfortunately, on these gloves, they're just basically brown paint, just painted over her hands. So you can actually still see her fingernails if you look up very close. And the other notable difference is at the chest area here, they've added this new pattern because that is what Missy wore in this episode. She didn't have any of this in previous appearances, and she's got a lot more makeup in the eyes, and she's not wearing any lipstick this time. So I think for the head sculpt, it really does look like Michelle Gomez. It is an excellent likeness to Michelle Gomez, and yeah, I think that this is quite a good figure. Not my favourite figure of the set. It's probably my least favourite figure of the set, to be honest. And would I say it's the best Missy figure? It's hard to say at the minute. I'd say probably not, because don't know, I just think that the makeup and the eyes and everything and the lack of lipstick, I don't know. I think I prefer the other Missy figures compared to this one. But still, this is a variant which they have got away with. Would I like to see another variant of Missy? Well, yes, I would be open to seeing like like another version of Missy get released, which is basically the version of what you see of her when she's in the vault. Basically all the stuff you see her in the later half of Series 10 and World Enough in Time and the Doctor Falls, all that stuff. I would be open to seeing that outfit from those said episodes. Also, I forgot to say that Missy is a bit of a pain in the ass to stand up on the shelf, which is very unfortunate, but oh well, you can't win with everything. Overall though, what do I think of this set? I think this is actually an amazing set. I think that the use of existing figures and repaints, it works very well for this set, and this was very much needed because the 12th Doctor era is an era which has unfortunately not been treated very well in the action figure department, and it's very nice to see a new variant of Peter Capaldi, especially this variant, which has come out 3 years too late in my opinion. We've also finally got our Bill Potts action figure, which adds another companion to the roster of characters what we already have in this line, and we've got another Missy figure, which I think works very well, especially for all those fans of the character. So would I get this set? Well, if you're a big fan of the 12th Doctor era, then absolutely, and especially if you're one of those, like myself, who has been collecting these Doctor Who action figures for all of these years. It is a very welcome addition to the line that we have these repaints of these characters, and yet again, one of the highlights, my main two highlights for me, are the fact that we've got this version of the 12th Doctor and we finally have our Bill Potts action figure. So yeah, this is a no-brainer for me. This is absolutely essential to all of those Doctor Who action figure collectors. So yeah, it is a big yes from me. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and stay tuned for more Doctor Who action figure reviews, as I shall be taking a look at the other B&M sets which have been released very recently. So stay tuned for that.